Welcome to the main Medline searching tutorial. We're going to search for some of the concepts that we've identified in our Pico. The EBSCO search screen looks like this, and before we begin our search, let's make sure that this tick box here is selected. It's called Suggest Subject Terms. We're going to see in a minute why we need this feature and how it's going to help us with our search. One of the golden rules of searching is don't try to search for everything at the same time. We're going to search for each of the individual concepts separately, and we'll see at the end how to combine them. The first concept I'm going to search for is autism or autistic disorder. I don't know at this point what the mesh subject heading is, so let's go ahead and type autism into the first search box here and click search. This is where the suggest subject terms feature is useful. The database looks at the word or words I've entered and it suggests which standard subject term we are looking for. Here it's saying autism, use autistic disorder. And here we see autistic disorder in the list of suggested subjects. So let's go ahead and select it. And over here under explode, if I had an option to select this tick box, it's almost always a good idea to select explode. What does this mean? It means if the subject term you've chosen has any subheadings, you're going to include all of those subheadings in your search. A good example is cancer. The mesh subject term for cancer is neoplasms. If you run a search for neoplasms and don't hit explode, you'll miss out on all of the journal articles about specific types of cancer, so lung neoplasms, gastrointestinal neoplasms, and so on. You'd only find general articles about cancer and would miss out on all of the more specific articles. So it's almost always a good idea to hit explode. Here we don't have that option, so let's just go ahead and click search database. And we get just over 18,000 results on our first search. Now I said we were going to use keywords as well as subject headings in our search, so here's how you go about doing that. Type TI, meaning title, into the first search box here, and AUTIS star or asterisk. What the asterisk is here, it's called a wildcard. It means that the database will search for autism or autistic, any variant of the word after the asterisk. Similarly, child with a star will search for child, children, childhood, and so on. Now, before we click search, I'm going to use this second search box as well. Change that to OR and type AB for abstract and AUTIS star. What all of this means is we're going to search for autism or autistic in either the title or the abstract of journal articles. Okay, click search. And on this second search, we get 35,000 results. I often search within these two fields only when doing keyword searches. You'll find that if your search term is not mentioned in the title or abstract, it's probably not going to feature prominently in the article. Also, because we've typed TI and AB in the previous search, the database recognizes that we're not running a subject search. Instead, we're just running a keyword search. So we get the results straight back without seeing the suggest subject heading screen. We've got about 35,000 journal articles in the database with the words autism or autistic in either the title or abstract of the article. Now we want to add together the subject search, which was search 1 here, and the keyword search, which was search 2. To do this, select both searches here and click search with OR. This gives us search 3. What all of this means is that search 3 here contains 37,000 search results with either the subject heading autistic disorder or the words autism or autistic in either the title of the article or the abstract. It's a large number of results, 37,000, but let's not panic just yet. We're going to leave this search for a moment and let's search for another concept in our Pico, social communication. So let's try communication as a search term, and let's see what subjects are suggested. And here we see that there is a subject heading called communication. So let's select it. And on this occasion, we do have an option to explode or include any subheadings that might come under this subject. So let's select explode here and click search database. Similar to our last search, I want to search for the phrase social communication in either the title or the abstract. So let's type in TI quotation marks social communication or AB. I'm going to be lazy and copy it and click search. You see the way we have enclosed the phrase in quotation marks here. This means that the database will search for the full phrase social communication rather than the individual words social and communication, which would probably retrieve a lot of irrelevant results. Again, we want to combine both our last searches with OR. Select search 4, search 5, and search with OR. And in search 6 here, we have a combined total of 426,000 results with either the subject term communication or the phrase social communication in either the title or the abstract. Now, the slightly tricky part. I want to combine search 3, which was everything to do with autism, with search 6, which was everything to do with communication or social communication, so that we retrieve journal articles about both autism and communication. To do this, we select both searches as we've done here and combine using search with and. What this means is we had 37,000 articles about autism, we had 420,000 articles about communication, but, and this is the bit we're interested in, we've just under 5,000 articles about both autism and communication here in search 7. For a little more help combining searches with and or, there's a useful guide at MIT Libraries, Database Search Tips, Boolean Operators. Okay, the last concept I want to use from our PICO is the intervention drug secretin. So let's type in secretin and see what subjects are suggested. And here's our subject term, secretin. Let's select it. On this occasion, there's no option to explode, so we can go ahead and click search database. I want to search for the word secretin in either the title or in the abstract. And similar to our previous searches, I'm going to combine search 8 here, search 9, and search with R to pull together the mesh subject heading and keyword occurrences of the word secretin. If you remember, search 7 contains articles on autism and communication. So we now want to add in our third concept. I want to find out how many of those 4,500 articles also refer to secretin. Combine search 7 with our last search, search 10. Again, we want to search with and. I want to retrieve articles containing autism, communication, and secretin. 13 articles, a very manageable number. Remember our initial Google search with more than 500,000 results? To view these results, click View Results here, or scroll down. The results display in the center of the screen here underneath your searches. We can actually reduce this set of 13 results even further because our question specifically referred to child age 6. And on the left hand side of the page here, we can see several limits that we can apply to any search, one of which is age. And we have an option here, just journal articles about children 0 to 18 years. If we select that, the results will automatically refresh, and I'm left with 8 results, but these 8 results are highly relevant to the question we've asked. They all contain each of the concepts from our original PICO: autism, communication, and secretin, and are now all limited to the pediatric population.